Pregnancy is really glamorous. It's actually really not. This part of the video is the second half of my first trimester, and we are 12 weeks, no, we're 13 weeks pregnant now, because yeah, I'm at the end of week 12, so we're just about to turn 13 weeks pregnant, which is very exciting. I'm super excited to get into my second trimester, and everyone, literally everyone tells you that it's easier. And I mean, I don't feel like I've had a really hard run in terms of the first trimester, like compared to other people that I've spoken to. Sounds like I've had it pretty easy. But apparently the second trimester is the best. You get all your energy levels back, if not more. You can eat whatever you want again. No food aversions. You get the glow. I'm still waiting for the glow. Yeah. So bring on the second trimester. But let's rewind and go over the last 4 and a bit weeks and talk about my pregnancy symptoms and things that I've been experiencing in the second half of my first trimester. Week 9, again, I've written down that I was feeling really sick. I still hadn't been sick at this point, and spoiler, I haven't been sick at all. I've just felt incredibly nauseous throughout the first trimester. But I can remember weeks 9 and 10 being really, really bad, especially week 10 for sickness. We met up with friends, and obviously no one knew that I was pregnant at this point. So we met up with friends, we went for a roast dinner on a Sunday, and I had to pretend that I was hungover because I felt so rough and I looked so rough. And they actually picked up on that, to be fair. Once I told them that I was pregnant, my friend was like, I did kind of suspect. And I was like, how? I mean, I'm not always hungover, but I used to be hungover a fair amount. So it's not out of the blue for me to be hungover, but maybe something was different. But yeah, that Sunday that we went out for a roast in week 10, I literally don't know how I got through it. To be fair, I really enjoyed the food. I didn't eat all of it, which is quite unlike me. Pre-pregnancy, but I really enjoyed what I did have. And when they had gone, I literally, well, until they arrived, I laid in bed and just slept. And once they'd gone, I did the exact same thing. And I think around week 9, going back to week 9, I think that's when I realized that my pregnancy symptoms were kind of related to whether I was having a good night's sleep or not. So if I had a bad night's sleep or didn't get in till quite late or just didn't sleep well, got up really early, then that following day I'd feel really bad and I'd maybe feel even more sick. So I was always then, from that point on, trying to get a really good night's sleep and just trying to look after myself, which is obviously what you're meant to do. And I do that. But I think something clicked in me then, and it was kind of like there was a pattern, and I was thinking, when I have a really good night's sleep and a really relaxing day, the following day I usually feel quite good. But if I have a day where I am really tired or get a few hours sleep or something happens, I don't know, I don't get my 2-hour nap, then the next day I'll feel quite sick and not great. So it is what it is, you know? At that point, it was what it was. So that's kind of week 9 and 10. I think also around week 9 was when my cravings changed quite a bit. So I was having bagels quite a lot at the beginning of my pregnancy, and then I discovered jam on bagels. I'm not sure if I discovered that during the first half, but basically jam on bagels was a real hype for a few weeks. Now, can't eat it, don't want it, just don't fancy it. But again, pregnancy cravings, the fizzy waters come to an end by that point. Don't really want to drink fizzy water anymore, apart from if it's got elderflower in it, which I do have sometimes, but the fizzy water on its own hype has completely stopped. Oh yeah, so another thing in week 9 was I started to really suffer with like indigestion and heartburn, and also just like anything digestion related. And this might be TMI, but I don't have a great digestive system anyway. Like, it's pretty slow. It doesn't really want to do its job very well, which is something I deal with. But obviously during pregnancy, your body releases hormones that relax your organs and your intestines and all sorts of things. So everything's just a little bit slower. So I've been trying to substitute things and, you know, eat lots of fiber and all of this really exciting stuff. But I can say that the heartburn and the indigestion really peaked around week 9. And to be honest, I'm not sure it's really left me yet. And sadly, someone said the other day that it's not going to, which is, yeah, I guess something that you just get used to, something that, yeah, you get used to over time. But yeah, that is quite a weird one. I think I ate some strawberries the other day and I was like, had really bad heartburn after eating strawberries. I was like, usually it's oil or chili or something like that, but strawberries, fine. Okay, so let's go on to week 10. Oh, I've kind of already touched on week 10. Oh, okay, so yeah, I felt really sick when I went out for lunch with my friends, but then the following day, and I remember this, the following day after that Sunday, so we went out with friends, I felt really bad all day. The Monday, I felt amazing, like the best day I'd had in ages, didn't feel sick at all, really high energy, felt so good. So it just goes up and down, you know? You can never really predict what's gonna happen. Yeah, you can never really predict what's gonna happen and when you're gonna feel how you feel, which makes it quite hard to plan things, but at the same time, I guess you just have to get on with it. And yeah, it's just life, pregnancy life. So, week 10, I found a new obsession. And this obsession has not left yet. And to be honest, I don't want it to. I am obsessed with Dairy cheese strings. And we hit it off. I think I ran into a shop at one point during week 10 and needed a snack and saw a pack of 8 cheese strings. The Dairy ones, not the orange cheese strings. They have to be the Dairy cheese strings. So I saw a pack of 8 in a little shop and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll buy those. 8, 6 in the car, back to back. First time I'd had them. 6 cheese strings back to back as a snack in the car. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll add them to the food shop this week because, you know, obviously I'm quite enjoying these cheese strings. So I'm actually ordering 2 packs of 8 cheese strings a week. And I'd say on a good day, I'll probably have 2. I'm not even gonna call it a bad day. On another good day, I might have 4 or 5. And that is fine. I just can't get enough of them. And literally, I've been telling all my friends about it and they were like, they're not even that good. I just can't. They're so good. They are so tasty and I can't stop thinking about them and eating them. And something really sad actually happened yesterday. So I thought I'd ordered Dairy cheese strings as per usual on the food shop. Happens that I actually ordered Dairy cheese slices, the ones that go like on burgers or in sandwiches. And I'm not too sure how I feel about it because they're not cheese strings. So I'm gonna have to go back and buy some cheese strings and slowly eat through the cheese slices at the same time, which really isn't a problem, but I do prefer the strings to the slices. So yeah, week 10, my Dairy obsession started. And I think it's here to stay. This baby loves cheese. So that's Dairy cheese strings. Is it even real cheese? Who knows? I mean, it says 100% real cheese. I did Google it. It does say 100% real cheese, but I don't know. But yeah, Dairy cheese strings. Some cheddar cheese occasionally, but not all the time. Cheese and onion crisps, Quavers, Wotsits, cheese. Anything cheesy is for me. But do you know what? I have not got a problem with that. I love cheese, so we move on. Okay, so week 11, I felt like there was quite a big change in how I was feeling, and this was mostly down to kind of sickness levels and tiredness levels. So I was kind of dropping the lunchtime nap, which was great because it meant I could, you know, get a bit more done in the day. And I definitely was still feeling sick occasionally, but it was easing, which was really nice because, I mean, between weeks kind of 6 and probably 9, 10, I felt sick every day and had periods where I was like, I'm gonna throw up right now, but just didn't, and just ran to the toilet, but just like nothing was there. which I found really hard because at some point I was just like, I need to get this out. But my body, I've never really been a sicky person. I've had one sickness bug in my life, touch wood. Oh my God, I've just jinxed that. Well, I'm going to say it again. I've had one sickness bug in my life, which my better half gave to me. It's my fault, to be fair, actually. I don't know if, I'll just tell you the story. I had a toothache. We had to go to an emergency dentist. I was a wimp and was like, I can't go on my own. You have to come with me. I don't hate the dentist. Like, my dentist's lovely, great guy, nothing against him. I hate going to the dentist. I hate being in the dentist chair. Love the dentist, the man's wonderful, but just hate the process. So made Phil come with me. He picks up neurovirus, gives me neurovirus, and we threw up for a week. Like, it was the worst experience of my life. And I was probably 23 or 24. And for the 24 years prior to that, for my whole life, I'd never, ever caught a sickness bug. The only time I'd thrown up was if I was drunk. And I feel like that's different. You just don't really care when you're drunk. But when you're actually ill, worst thing ever. So let's go back away from that story and go back to, the sickness was easing. I was feeling a lot better by week 11, which was great. And also another thing, the food aversions weren't so strong. So this sounds really bad, but it's like week 11 that I actually started cooking healthy food again. And everything that we eat is healthy, but there hasn't been loads of variation in what we've been eating. I think the only vegetables that I've eaten probably up to week 10 were peas, sweet corn, corn on the cob, and broccoli. Maybe carrots. I had a few carrots. And when we went out for like a roast dinner, I'd eat all the veg there. Sorry, I just hit the camera, so you guys are a bit skew if now. But yeah, basically week 11, I was like, let's buy some veg. We bought some veg. We've been eating veg again, and it's been great. I do like eating veg. So that's been really nice. And yeah, I'm definitely getting more into cooking and not feeling so sick around sort of raw meat or anything like that really. Smells are still a little bit, can't deal with a bin smell. If I walk past a bin, I have to like detour, like cross the road. If like there's a bin in the park up near us and I literally have to walk past it with my nose, and it is a dog poo bin, so obviously it's going to smell, but I feel like I can smell it so much more than I used to be able to smell it, which is horrible because like who wants to smell dog poo? And it's not even just like one dog poo, it's like hundreds of dog poos. Anyway, that's just pretty irrelevant really. I've got a missed call from my sister. Now is not the time. Okay, so week 11, 2 things that were new symptoms of pregnancy. I think symptom pregnancy, I spoke to my midwife about one. Right, so I'd never heard of this pre-pregnancy, round ligament pain. And that's basically because your uterus is growing and your ligaments are stretching. Horrific. But basically, when I like stretch all the way up like this, I get like, you know that pain when you've done a really intense ab workout? I haven't done an ab workout for at least 7 months, so it's definitely unrelated to that. It's that pain. So when you stretch, it's like all like, oh, and it's like really good, but feels really bad at the same time. And it's basically from rib cage all the way down to like pubic bone. And it's like along the sides, and it's like, oh, so yeah, that's something. I'm still quite breathless, you can probably tell, like when I'm chatting for a long period of time, I lose my breath. I can't walk and talk as much as I used to be able to. Everything's kind of, I don't know, slowing down, which is fine. I love a slow-paced life. I'm all about that. I think everyone should slow down. So take it from me, guys. Just get pregnant and you'll slow down. Okay. The next thing that has been quite bad since week 11, which I hadn't really noticed. Maybe I'd noticed. So basically, my skin has always been really dry. I've always had really dry skin, sort of eczema prone skin. It's always taken lots of moisture, lots of oils, and never got spotty really, because it was quite dry. I didn't really produce loads of oil, not really had any spots. Pregnancy has completely changed that. So I've literally ditched all of my usual skincare products because they were just making my skin even worse. I've got sort of like hormonal spots, which I've probably, I mean, you can see some of them. I've covered them up quite well, but so it's kind of from like here down really. And I'm getting some in my hairline, which is quite weird. But yeah, here down, and they're really like under the skin, and they're like sore to roll your finger over. Oh, they're so painful. Like even pushing them like that is so painful. But I have no idea what to use because I'm so used to having like moisturizing products. Like everything that I've got in my shower or cupboard or every product that I've got for my skin is for dry skin. It's really moisturizing, it's really hydrating. And I feel like at the moment I need the complete opposite of that. I need something to dry me out. So the only thing that I'm using at the moment is Sudocrem, but I have no idea if that's right. I just have been using it because it's antiseptic and obviously might help. So alongside the spots and the oily skin, I've also got a really lovely rash, which I'm not going to show you because it looks gross, but it's like all over my chest. And I spoke to my midwife about that as well, and she said it's totally normal because it's just hormones, and that's the spots as well. And the change in skin, it's all the hormones. Yeah, some people have like oily skin before they get pregnant, and then pregnancy makes their skin dry out and they don't have any spots. But for me, it's gone the opposite way, which is absolutely fine. Like I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I've just got a few spots. Like I can cover them up with makeup. But I just have no idea how to deal with it. And I also am not really aware of like what products I can and can't use. So if you know any products that are pregnancy safe for sort of oily, dry skin, well, combination skin really, because I've still got dry patches on my cheeks, please help a girl out. I don't even know where to start because everything feels like it's oil based, and that is not what I need right now. So yeah, help a girl out with the skin situation. Even my makeup, like usually I'll put like a dewy base on underneath my makeup so that my makeup does look a little bit dewy. But at the moment, it's like I'm not putting anything on underneath, and my foundation within like 2 or 3 hours is like oil. There's just like a layer of oil on my face, which is, it's bizarre. It is really bizarre. But it is what it is. Grateful to be pregnant, grateful to have an oily face, grateful for these spots, and very grateful for this rash, which I've also been putting Sudocrem on. But again, if you have any other tips, I'm here for them. Hit me up. So then we'll go into week 12. And I feel like everything has just been getting better and better, apart from the spots and apart from the rash. So those are getting worse, which is fine, like I've just said. So week 12, again, so that's last week, literally. Yeah, last week. I'm gonna say I had maybe 2 spells of sickness. So that would probably have been like a morning and an afternoon. And again, it was around tiredness and being hungry. So 2 things that I need to get on top of a bit. It's really hard though, because usually during your first trimester, no one knows that you're pregnant. So you just have to go about your normal life and try and get through it all. And it's really hard. Wind. That's part of week 12 actually. My partner had a birthday party and I had really bad trap wind like this. And it was causing me so much pain. I guess that's indigestion as well, isn't it? Yeah. It is, answer my own question really. But yeah, week 12 was just a lot less sickness, a lot less tiredness, and a lot less napping. But then we did go for like not a big night out, but like we had a small gathering on the beach when it was really sunny for my partner's birthday. And that put me out for like 3 days. I was so tired. I felt like I was festival tired, like I'd been up all night, awake all day. Like, I was just done, so tired. But I'm feeling really good at the moment. I haven't felt sick for a few days, maybe a little bit yesterday, but like it's like really fleeting now. So it kind of comes and then it's gone within a couple of hours, which is really nice. Yeah, I think basically throughout this trimester, the things that I've dealt with the most, the symptoms that have been most prominent have been feeling nauseous, back pain has kind of, I probably should have touched on that a little bit more, to be honest. I've pretty much had back pain throughout my whole trimester, this whole trimester, which is fine. I'm looking after myself. I'm taking like really nice baths. I've been stretching, doing everything that I need to do. I think I'm just gonna have a bad back. And like I had one prior to pregnancy. It's not just a pregnancy related thing. I think it's just worse because of pregnancy. But yeah, we had our 12-week scan, which was amazing. We got to see our little baby and it was just so, no one prepares you for how amazing that experience is. Like I literally I always thought that I'd be so emotional over something like that, but I was just literally amazed at like how cool it was and how amazing it was that I could see my baby. And yeah, it was so special. It was so cool. So yeah, we had that, and the sonographer told me that I have an anterior placenta, which is where your placenta sits at the front, which is totally fine. But it is linked to back pain. So that's probably could be something that is causing my back pain or just making it a little bit worse. Who knows? But like I said, it's not so bad that I can't move at the moment. Like, I think it was like week 5 or 6 of pregnancy. I was in so much pain. I took the whole week off work. I couldn't move. Which in hindsight was probably the complete wrong thing to do, but I was in so much pain. I just had to like reset. But it hasn't been like that. It's totally manageable at the moment. It's just paracetamol when it gets bad, having a nice bath, yeah, all of that stuff. So yeah, that is my first trimester, and I just can't believe that I'm a third of the way through this. Like, we're a third of the way through this. I don't think you guys have met Phil yet, but yeah, I just can't believe that I'm already a third of the way through. We've got a due date, which is kind of really late January, early February. I personally think we're gonna have a February baby. I just do. I don't know why. But yeah, everything's going really, really well. The scan was amazing. The sonographer is really happy with the size, the growth, everything. All of my bloods have come back really, really well. Yeah, it's just moving forward really and growing this little tiny human, which, yeah, so crazy and so exciting as well. Like, my body's definitely started to change, but I'm not going to show you now because I'm wearing pajamas. So I'll show you in another video in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, or you've probably already seen it, to be honest, because I feel like this video is coming out a little bit later than other ones that I've had planned. But I'm not going to say anything just in case. But yeah, yeah, that is kind of my first trimester symptoms, how it's been for me. I hope that if you're going through this, then you're feeling good. Take time for yourself, look after yourself, eat whatever you want, unless maybe you shouldn't, like if it's dirt or something like that, maybe just don't eat dirt. Eat whatever food you want and just follow how your body feels, and don't put too much pressure on yourself to be a certain way. Just take every day as it comes, and you've totally got this, mama. Lots of love.